Video I provided a model perspective on how the kitchen space could be used, combining what I originally called Kitchen 2 and Kitchen 3 into one large room, leaving the space relatively open to the ceiling, only providing this balcony here. So it would have vaulted ceilings and would show off the beautiful beams, etc. Hopefully this gave a perspective on how this space would connect to another room here, what I'm now calling the dining room, to another room here, which is the master suite, and through this door to directly onto the backyard. And the outdoor kitchen would exist out here somewhere. So what I've decided to do is expand the model to help communicate a little bit more of my thoughts on what goes where, not necessarily how it's specifically furnished or decorated, but I have put in furniture so that I can understand what size pieces reasonably fit in these spaces. The spaces of the rooms are relatively to scale. The size of the furniture and couches are all to scale. The only thing that's really off is this room is 90-degree angles. It's got straight walls and it's got 90-degree corners, and that is not the case in any of these rooms. So the space is not perfect, but it's a good attempt at communicating what's possible. So what I've done off of the arched doorway from the kitchen, there is this room which has two windows. One would look out on the hills and the 900-year-old castle that's about 1 kilometer out there on the hill. This window looks out on the orchard, but this could be used, I think, quite nicely as a dining room. There are two doors currently here, which would pass through to the living room. So the space here, not drawn, is the first room that I walked into on the video tour of the house. There's a fireplace here, the front door was here, there was a window here, and those are the two doors on the right side of the room into now what I'm calling the dining room. So if this is the living room, there's also a door here, which is perhaps 3 feet up into this last room on this side of the house, on this pseudo level, which is where the guest room, as I've been calling it, is located. Obviously, both of those have not been drawn yet at this point. So, dining room communicates directly from the kitchen into, or the dining room communicates with the kitchen through that arched doorway. The doorway here, this doorway off the kitchen, so there's two in this corner, right? This doorway goes out to the backyard. This one, up a few steps, goes into what I'm calling the master suite, which consists of 3 rooms. So again, here is the doorway. And in this space, I've done a few things. And they're based largely, some of them are based anyway, on the need to make the property habitable by standards of the municipality. They would need to come out, inspect the property, make sure that I have a livable space. I would need to have water, electricity, cooking area, accommodations reasonable for sleeping, doors and windows, etc. And I want to do the smallest amount possible in the house in order to get it livable, and then use that time living in the space to decide what to do long term with the rest of the house. So underneath the kitchen, in this space underneath, there's a small cellar here where I would build out the water system, water pump, water tank, the electrical system with the consumer unit and breaker box. This would be where the sewer connection would leave the house to a septic system down in the yard here. But to make this space habitable, I've designed in a countertop. Let's call this just a kitchenette with a sink. So I have running water, a place to cook, electricity, some furniture, a desk to work at, and I'd like to see if it's possible to put a fireplace in here, because on the other side of this wall, in the living room, there's already an existing fireplace here with a brand new flue going up to a brand new chimney on the roof when the roof was redone. And if I can find a way to connect the flue of this to the flue of that, and they can share a flue going up to the chimney, that would be the most simplistic way of not having to open up too many walls and or the roof and or building a new chimney. So this is the master suite living space. Off of the master suite living space, there is a passageway. Now again, all of these are full height walls, but I've knocked them down right now just to show this particular walkthrough. So through this passageway is a room which I thought could be used nicely as both a closet and a bathroom. So if I take the open space, I build this brick wall, a little L-shaped brick wall with a sliding wooden door. Again, this is a full height wall, but for demonstration purposes I've simply left it as a half height wall. But inside of here, behind this wall, I could use as a closet, walk-in closet. I've put a big sort of built-in wardrobe here. It doesn't have to be that. It could just be a bar that clothes hang on, and a dresser, or just simple shelves. I have no concept of what's going to go in there right now. I've simply dropped this in there just to communicate the message. So there is approximately a third of this room is used as a closet. Just for perspective, this is 1.7 meters, so that's a little more than 6 feet across. So plenty of room for a closet as far as I'm concerned. On the other side, I go from here to here. This is 3.5 meters. So that would be about 12 feet across. And if I go sort of in the other direction, this is, let's see where I can make this measurement. From here, it's a little tough. Yeah. Let's call it 12 by 12 space. It's not 10 by 12 maybe. So in this space there is a vanity. There is a shower. Toilet and a bidet. Sorry for that confusion. Hope it didn't make anybody nauseous or dizzy. So again, this room, a few steps down, 2 steps down from the master suite living area, is the closet and the bathroom. Now, also off the master suite is a door going out to the backyard directly, and there is a staircase going up to the tower. And I was contemplating, at this point anyway, using the tower as the master bedroom. So again, everything is roughly to scale. The furniture is, that's a king-size bed. It is exactly the size of a normal king-size bed. The walls in the room might be slightly ajar, as they're not 90-degree angles by any stretch, but there are, on this wall, there are 2 windows. Similarly, by the way, there are 2 identical windows below, which I think would provide, well, certainly would provide light into the bathroom. And depending on how I configured the closet or where I positioned the dividing wall, the second window would probably also provide, if you look at it, maybe I'd have to move that wall over a little bit, but 2 windows to provide light on this level to the bathroom and to the walk-in closet. But the master suite, however it was designed, could include a king-size bed, big armoire, dresser. Not that it necessarily needs a bunch of storage for clothing, as there is this big walk-in closet down here. But these 3 rooms, the master suite would be effectively what I think would make for the most inexpensive, rapid, livable space, both for me and for the municipality to sign off on. But hopefully this gives a continuing idea on how I, in my mind's eye right now, and in this model, how I see the space developing. The last thing I've been really struggling with is trying to figure out where a second bathroom would go. I could consume part of the dining room to build a bathroom. I could consume part of the guest bedroom, which is off of this side. I could consume part of the living room to do that, but I don't necessarily like those ideas. So what I'm toying with right now is, in the kitchen, a staircase going below the staircase to the balcony, another staircase going down to a bathroom. So this is in one of the cellars where I previously talked about it being storage, or maybe a place for wood to be stored. I can make this a bathroom directly under kitchen 2, which is now part of the kitchen, which is a combination of kitchen 2 and kitchen 3. but I've got enough space in that room. I don't have enough head space yet, so that would need to be dug down. But there is enough space for a shower and a vanity and a toilet and a bidet, and potentially even a doorway off this side of the house, because this is at ground level here, so that the bathroom could be accessed as well from, say, the outdoor kitchen, which would live somewhere on the property right about here, as I'm currently thinking. But that is the continuing development of my ideas and the model. I will next add the living room and the guest room, and that will complete these, let's call it the livable floor area. Everything below it is all the stalls and stables. But right now, those are my thoughts.